shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing which has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So look at this from one angle and see if you can tell me. Why did those shepherds go? Really, what were they hoping to look at? A baby. A little baby wrapped up in baby clothes. And what was special about this one that they could actually see? The angel even had to tell them, the only reason you'll know that this kid is different is he's the only one you're going to find where? Now, how many kids are you going to find lying there in the cow's feed box? You know, it was just a pathetic scene. The kid didn't even have a cradle. So why did they go? I mean, everybody, I hope, have you seen babies before? Right? Everybody's seen babies. Now, how many people here have seen angels? Okay, so I'm thrilled. I was teasing as we came in. We've got a guest, Angelique. We've got a guest named Angel, but no actual angels. It's great to have guests, and thank God for all the guests that are here again tonight. Well, what a blessing! But wouldn't that be something? To actually see an angel. The shepherds see a whole sky full of angels, the glory of the Lord shining. And the angels are terrified. Look across the Bible stories. Hebrew scripture is Greek. It's always the same. People see an angel and they are, I love the way the King James translated says they were sore afraid. It was like this terror was beating on them. They were feared with a mega fear, would be a literal way to translate it. They were just trapped in the brilliance straight from the throne of the all-holy God. Like caught in the spotlight. As if they had found out they were terrified. But then it changed, and the shepherds were thrilled because the angel said, "Fear not. Don't be afraid. I bring you glad tidings of great joy that's going to be for everybody." Now, is not this wonderful? They hear the one angel, their fear is taken away with this wondrous way, this wondrous word, and then there are legions and legions, like I mentioned, a sky full, these beautiful beings, to hear God's own choir singing the first Christmas praises. So now it's almost 2,000 years later, and there have been a lot of Christmas celebrations and a lot of sermons preached, and I'll do my best, but I'll tell you what, it ain't nothing like what those shepherds saw. Astounding to hear the good news from legions of angels. And then what? The angels go back into heaven, it says. The fireworks are over. There's no promise of anything more. So, why did the shepherds go? Do you think that they needed to look at that helpless baby to believe? I think they must have trusted what the angel said, or they would not even have bothered to go, right? Why did they go? There is one good reason that they should not go, because what's their profession? They are shepherds. They take care of, what are the sheep going to do when all the shepherds are running into Bethlehem, It's their livelihood. These guys are out of a job. It's their responsibility. Maybe they left one behind. I don't know. But it says they hurried. For what? To see something that they really, they could have seen it at any time in any little town. They went to look at a baby. Another baby, wrapped up in swaddling cloths. Babies like to be tight. This, they were eager to see a baby looking so ordinary. Why did the shepherds go? Why do you come? I'm guessing you already believe probably why you come. Our worship is good. It's lovely. Johnora knocks herself out with special music, and we bring all this other special o'clock are so much fun, but here too, and in the quietness and the glow of our candle in a little bit here, that warmth. I hope you all get a sense of that at some time or another. Stick around. It's such a warm congregation, this Concordia love here. It's wonderful. But I'll tell you what, our worship is not like listening to choirs of angels. It's not fireworks. It's not the brilliant display of divine power. There will be no promise of miracle healing tonight. It's not as if we're going to come and God is going to instantly take away all of our troubles. Why do we come? You come because you want me to tell it again. You want to hear from God's own word. You just want the promise. We get to hear the exact same glad tidings of great joy that those shepherds hear. Today, in the town of old King David, a Savior has been born. Here's the best part. For you. Yours. This has the shepherds running. Let's go to Bethlehem. We're going to hurry up and see. We don't care how lowly he looks. We got to see this baby. And it's always in the ordinary that God shows us the extraordinary Savior, Jesus, with his extraordinary love and ordinary worship. Here he comes speaking to our heart this extraordinary heavenly good news. An ordinary newborn. God. This baby of Bethlehem. God come from heaven to our rescuer. God born our baby brother. This we got to see. This we got to celebrate. This we got to share with our loved ones. Take gifts across the community. Send out the postcards. Bring your family and friends. Share this great tidings of glad joy with all the world. God has come to the rescue in the ordinary. Here's something to learn, to live, to grow with the whole new year. Drop everything else by this ordinary baby. This baby, imagine, he holds the whole cosmos in his tiny hand. This one, God, to the rescue for us. All of the stress and the pressures and the burdens of life in a sin-sick world. By this ordinary baby, the one come from before all time, beyond all time. So now in time, he comes to give to us a new time, a new life, never ending. Life in this new world, filled with his love forever. Can you believe it? That in ordinary words, the extraordinary baby would be born new in our hearts. Believe it. In ordinary water. Poured out. He's restoring us. Making us extraordinary. In an ordinary wafer and wine. He says, here I am. For you. Extraordinary love so that you can feed on me and be filled with me. This baby, so ordinary, he makes everybody who will look at him extraordinary. And then the shepherds went back to their flocks, glorifying and praising God, singing, for all that they had heard and seen was just like the angel had told them. Okay, so here's one of my favorite dumb old Christmas stories. About the pastor in a little town up north in this season of great gift giving. He decided, what a perfect time. I'm going to go door to door and gather up gifts for this orphanage was on his heart, and it really needed some go. Well, there he is, knocking on the door, and he gets this one place, and the woman opens up, and she's just, her hair is all disheveled, her apron is dirty, her eyes are bloodshot, and he can hear a squall in the back of the house, and the pastor says, I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am. I can see that you're very busy. And he almost just, gave up and thought he'd go to the next place. Then he blurted it out. He says, I'm collecting for St. Mark's Orphanage, and I just wondered if you would like to contribute. All of a sudden, this woman's bleary eyes got bright. Well, just now I was praying about this, she says. Yes, I have 2 for you. Stay here. And in a flash, she was back at the door, and she said, this one is Janie. She's 8, and here's Tony. He's 6. 2. Take them. For you. Saw that coming, huh? What do you want for Christmas? I wonder if sometimes we all fail to recognize the great gifts that God has put into our lives. Because they look so ordinary. These kids, whoever it is, Do we see the gifts that God hides in such ordinary places, in such everyday people? Well, let no one miss God's most extraordinary gift, the wonderful treasure hidden in this plain-looking child. They came to that baby, and these ordinary shepherds changed. They became extraordinary. They came to the baby born for us, born for all that we need. Come there. God here comes to us to make us extraordinary, to make us Christmas people, people who are gifted by God. Jesus, this is why we come. Yes, we see a baby so ordinary, and yet we hear your word, and it's extraordinary the way that you would change us to make us your own. Jesus, keep us faithful. Give us your love to share in these days until that